Meet Chateau Waters. She's a 32-year-old high school counselor pursuing a doctorate degree in psychology.
We have this thing called the black girl curse. A lot of our white friends are married by 25, like happily married. Kids by 27, and we're like, what is the deal with the BGs? You know, just...
In the past decade, the number of black women entering interracial marriage has more than doubled. Melinda Watson is a 28-year-old payroll specialist. She hasn't had an exclusive relationship since college.
I just feel that there's a lot of taboo associated with dating black women because I don't think they're necessarily going to want to take us home to see mama.
The consensus in this group was that their preference is to marry a black man. It's not that they can't find one to date. The issue in many cases is exclusivity.
You meet these great guys, you have good relationship, good rapport, and then it's almost like, I'm going to keep you around, and hopefully when I'm ready to settle down, you'll be there.
That's the back pocket girl.
The back pocket girl.
Jaqueen Ashford is a chemist for a pharmaceutical company. Now that she's 34, she's lowered the bar when it comes to height requirements.
I don't have a certain criteria, like if you're not 6'5", and I used to. But then as I got older, I said, okay, well maybe if you're 6'3", 6'2", 6'1", okay, maybe we could see eye to eye. I kind of have certain standards that I hold myself to, and I don't feel like I should have to settle on those for the sake of having somebody. I'm willing to wait.
Like many black men, she's also open to dating outside.
Statistic is 60-something% of all interracial relationships involve a black man.
Right.
So what does that say? I don't think it's necessarily, I think a lot of times women, and sorry, we set the bar at a level that's, no one's Prince Charming. No one's going to be
exactly.
6'4" and make six figures and have no kids and be between the ages
well, you got me when you got to the kids part. I was
30,
like,
exactly.
Well,
28 and 30.
What you got?
No, she's right. There is such thing as a Prince Charming, but he may not be an African American, my sister.
Well, since we're touching on it, what are you saying? Should African American women consider dating outside of their race?
Well, here's the thing. If you're thinking about the divine mate that you want, it is possible that he could be an Asian American.
Why do I look at your shirt and want to go king me?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's good.
Your shirt looks like an old bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Remember that?
Back to what Tony was saying.
No. Are you done? Is that it? Actually, no. Seriously, you need to know this. But I am actually your friend. I wore this because I was looking out for you.
Okay.
Because I really wanted to wear this. This is the one I wanted to wear. Adrian Peterson.
Why is so small?
Because everything he wears is small.
This is my son's shirt. This is my son's shirt. He got an autographed shirt of Adrian Peterson. But I wanted to wear something like this because they spanked y'all.
Yeah, they did.
Because I know that you don't have
we will be cutting this shit out.
Exactly.
All right, so you're saying that a woman should possibly look into dating outside of the race.
Right, because if the qualities of a man that you're looking for don't fit inside of the race, then you have no choice but to go outside of the race.
Do they have a responsibility to our culture? Women, African American women.
I think it has a lot to do with, unfortunately, a lot of brothers get locked up. A lot of brothers, I think they think gay is the new straight. I don't know what's going on with that. So much as to go back to what Doogie said, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times they're not gonna have a lot of things to talk about because now, stop me if I get too deep, but with the whole black struggle, us as black men, we've been through a lot, but black women, they've been through even more. Because not only are they black, but they're also women. So they got like a double negative when it comes to, and they had to fight through all that. And they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna, you like part of the thing that held me down. You part of the thing that oppressed me. So we ain't really got a whole lot to talk about, because I'm still the white man trying to hold me down and you the white man. So
that's you.
I don't think that.
And a lot of brothers are taking advantage of the fact that there is a difference. So like, you know what? I ain't got to be with just you because I know it's 10-1, 13-1. So I ain't got to be with just you.
Right.
And they're taking advantage of that, which honestly, I don't have a problem with that. If you're 25 and under, do your thing, fellas. Right. But once you get beyond that, get your mind right. Think about settling down.
No. Well, I agree with you on that, guy. But let me ask Dookie. How does that? Is there something wrong with that? I mean, I think it's unfair to the ladies that the men got a 7-to-1 ratio, and the minute a common relationship thing happened that we don't like, we can just go next, you know, and that's part of the problem. It's a common thing, and if it was one-on-one, then men would be a little more resilient to say, you know what, I'll look over it. Let me keep looking into this one.
In DC right now, it's 13-1.
Right.
I think what it comes down to is men find women and they're just not that interested in them. Plain and simple. Because I think if you really meet a girl and you really, really like her, you're gonna look past something stupid that she's doing. So yes, they do have options and they do have choices, and that's why I say women need to step their game up. And as far as the interracial, I'm biracial, but both my parents, they're from Trinidad, so the culture was the same. It wasn't a huge, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do here? It was just my mom's black, my father's Indian, but they're both Trinidadian. I've tried to date outside of my race, but I've grown up around black men, and that's my definition of masculinity.
Right.
So it's hard for me to go out and date a non-black man and see those same things that I'm about. Like, black men are very aggressive. They speak a certain way. They want to protect you in a certain way. White men, not the same. It's not that anything's wrong with it. It's just that's just.
Well, what
my thing is, and this is just my opinion. I think a lot of times white men look for a relationship. A lot of times brothers end up in relationships where you know, because we're not really looking to like you. We're like, oh, is she cool, she cute, you know, I'm gonna try to go away. I might take her out a couple times, or the next thing you know, we're like, damn, you know, I really like her. I didn't even plan on liking her, but then we fall into the whole, well, I like her, but I don't want to cut these chicks off, and it's just crazy. And like I said, I think a lot of dudes need to, go ahead, mature themselves and know that it's a lot of good women out here. And also, I think what adds to that is it's a lot of good women out here that end up with the wrong dudes, and
well, they only wrong because I think we all agree that they have these standards in a depleted pool. You can't do that. You already, because you was telling me earlier, Tony, how that shrinks your possibility.
Right, exactly. In addition to that, there are a lot of other problems that come along with as you get older. I think that the process should actually be starting, when you're looking for your mate at about age 18, because as you get older, you introduce different things into the picture. He got a kid. Now all of a sudden you don't like a guy who got a kid because you equate that with baby mama drama.
I equate that with being second place.
Well, okay, that's fine. But the thing is that you don't know what the background or the history is or the conditions were for the kid. And he could have everything under control at home, but you just couldn't get past first base because you couldn't get over the fact that he had a kid. I mean, he don't make six figures. Well, I mean, he worked down the street. And he don't work at the law firm. But the thing is, you can't get past the fact that
he got some sort of drama or something that's perceived as drama without going in there to see
what's the movie that you brought up that's a good point? Yeah, Daddy's Girl.
Where she was a high-powered attorney and he was just a little lowly trying to get his life right.
Yeah,
but that is a perfect example of how love should supersede all the superficial shit.
Right.
But
that's Hollywood.
Right. Whereas Hollywood. Let's use that as a segue into, now that women have had to take their occupational lives, their roles in the families to another level, that in some instances, in most cases, and in this particular context, to the place where the man should be, are those African Americans who are the judges, the lawyers, the engineers, acting too much like the brothers, so that there's really no place for us. You know how you can meet somebody who's a woman who's powerful, and they just act like they all that, and you got to look eye to eye, and she try to wear the pants in the relationship, and maybe that's one of those problems. What you think?
You said it's a lot of times there are a lot of women and women, sisters especially, y'all are doing y'all thing in the new millennium, but a lot of times women, you fought and you've done so much that you forget to let the man be a man. You gotta let the man be a man, and it's what they call the pecking order. The pecking order is, you gotta let the king be the queen. Then the king can treat you.
No. Now you understand.
Someone's about to be touched inappropriately.
No, what I'm saying.
Let the king be the queen.
Let the king